So it was, bottom line, they made a couple more plays at the end than we did. They were able to make just a play or two more, and I really thought we were going to win the game when it was tied up and we had the ball there at the end and driving. And one time we ended up fumbling the ball about midfield, and then we wasn't able to catch a slant route that would gave us a first down and extended that drive. So we had our chances. We got nobody to blame but ourselves. But again, Arizona played well. I'm not trying to discredit what they did because they played a very good football game, and so that was that. So now we find ourselves sitting in first place, tied with USC in the conference. However, we know that in the event of a tie, the tiebreaker goes to them as of right now, based on head-to-head. And so these next 2 weeks will be very interesting. We've got to, we have no margin for error. Obviously, our backs are to the wall, and we've got to try to find a way to beat UCLA this weekend. USC has 2 tough games at Oregon and UCLA the next week. So anything can happen, and we're by no means out of it, but we're certainly nowhere near in as good a position as we were last week. But that's the Pac-12. I mean, Stanford got beat. I mean, everybody takes turns beating everyone up, and so that's nature of the conference. Well, everybody feels down because you want to win every game, like you said, but we're 8-2 right now, and if you would have told me, months ago that we'd be sitting tied for first going into week 12, week 11 for us, but week 12 for the season, that's a pretty good situation. But still disappointed that we're not 9-1 because we had a chance, had several chances.
Now, can you just expand on the fact that talk about getting beat up? It seems like you guys had a lot of injuries this year, and maybe just talk about the toll it takes to play in the Pac-12 every week.
Well, you got to have depth because it is a grinding schedule and very physical teams that you play, and that's what we've been working on for 5 years now, is to build our depth and get our roster upgraded in all areas, speed, athletically, depth-wise, and we've made progress. Still a few positions that we're not really where we want to be, but relative to where we were 5 years ago, it's a big difference.
How did the guys react? Did you go over scenarios with them? Did you talk about moving ahead and still winning this, getting to the title?
We will at the team meeting today. We had a brief discussion after the game. Obviously, we didn't know at that point that UCLA had lost. They hadn't lost yet. The game was still in progress, and so. But we talked about very briefly, big picture, and where we were, and that we're still in it, and we'll have more discussion about that today in the team meeting.
It's different. It's not as good of a feeling because we don't control our own destiny completely. We have to rely on someone else to lose. But at the same time, if we win out and control what we can control, then whatever happens. And so we're just focused on winning out and doing what we can do. I think a lot of the time when it gets into the end of the season, teams. When a team has motivation, such as playing for a Rose Bowl or playing for a Pac-12 championship, that motivates you because really at this point in the season it's just a grind, and you got to find some sort of motivation. And so I know that our team's going to use that as motivation, and it's nice to have that still there for us.
Does it feel nice to be at home for the last 2 games of the season?
Yeah, I definitely love playing at Rice Eccles, and I feel like we have an edge on every team that comes in here.
I think we just got to keep working. Like we still got a chance. So everybody just got to keep doing what they've been doing.
Is that easy to do?
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah.
How do you do that?
Just practice hard, man. We just got to practice hard and keep doing what we've been doing.
Since day one, it seemed like the goal has always been Pac-12 championship game and Rose Bowl. Has that changed at all with the situation?
No. It hasn't changed not one bit. We still got the same goals, and we just got to achieve them. We're going to need a little help, but I think we still can achieve them.